citrus passion fruit. What a combo. Okay. I guess how that is how it is. Well, look who it is. Look who decided to show their face. It's Chat. It's Chat yet again. God, what is this Elvis thing I got going on here? Hair, please. Get long. Get long already. See, the weight of you holds you down. All right, let's see. What's cracking? I don't know, man. What'd it do? What it is? What did it do? Who's gonna melt down first in the chat? I don't know, man. You never know who it's gonna be. The winds of the tism are unpredictable and wily. Unpredictable and wily. Yeah, it's just a little one-hitter, quitter type of thing. Get about 3 hits on a pack. You know what I mean? It's actually Ashley's. It's what Ashley uses to smoke off of most of the time. I broke my pipe. Well, I mean, my pipe was really old and pretty filled with resin, and I was trying to get it out of there, and it tinked. A little weak. Hey, no problem, Cody. Thanks for being here to watch it. And believe it or not, I actually enjoy doing these too. So yesterday was an interesting stream. You know, I like that it sparked a lot of discussion. It felt like kind of a waste of time after I did it, because I just felt like a lot of people in chat were just trolling, and you know, it's hard to understand what's going to resonate with people and what isn't, but a lot of people talking about it, so that's cool. That's really what I wanted to accomplish more than anything, is to get people thinking about these devices and how much time we spend on them and what they're doing to our brains and shit. You know, because I don't really have a fucking solution for any of that shit. I know you can't put the genie back in the bottle. I know that for sure. What existential crisis will we talk about today? I don't know. I really don't want to retread yesterday's topic. Even I get tired of harping about the same subject sometimes, and I've been really immersed in that one, reading articles and listening to lectures and just kind of consuming as much information as I can about it. But I kind of need a break from it, honestly. So the flow is the way I shall go. Exactly. Self-driving cars. I mean, we touched on that yesterday. But, yeah, I mean, you can talk about them if you got questions. Like, there's a lot of controversy about self-driving cars, people feeling that they're dangerous, which I think is just laughable. Like, there may be imperfections in self-driving cars that might lead to a fatality here and there, but I think your average person's just not aware of what a meat grinder the road is. Or they ignore that, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, the car culture in this country has caused... It's not just the crashes either. I mean, think about this. So much of our problems when it comes to big cities has to do with urban decay, which happens in large part as a result of people building out and not up. So all these city centers and stuff, because people have built outwards so much that they're no longer useful, become these kind of crime-ridden slums because we all have cars. So instead of trying to build things that are nearby, create sustainable communities, we build out forever because, hey, you just can commute. So, the whole idea of cars needs to change. But certainly people need to stop driving them. We've got the technology now that we could safely replace every car on the road with a self-driving car. So we need to start making overtures towards that immediately, because the sooner that happens, the sooner 10,000 people every year won't be splattered all over the side of some fucking road somewhere. I'm terrified of learning how to drive. I mean, I wouldn't be terrified by it, but at the same time, try and turn that terror into a healthy respect for the power of the vehicle that you're in and the fact that you're surrounded by people driving it. The same thing, Learn how to drive defensively and shit. But yeah, no, I think it's high time that we start, we ought to have a president that's talking about a plan, by 2028 or whatever the fuck. 50% of the cars in the United States will be self-driving. By 2040, every car in the United States will be self-driving according to this legislation. And we just start phasing out the sale and use of, analog cars and start phasing in self-driving vehicles over the course of 20 years till we're not using them anymore. But we haven't even taken one step down that road yet, and we should already be on the path. Just too little, too late. Like automation is going to change everything. I mean, look, automation, a lot of people that work in the service industry, they look at automation as their enemy, but really it's their friend. In the future, people won't have to work shitty jobs like the ones you're working. Stocking shelves, customer service positions, flipping burgers in front of a hot fucking thing all day, sitting in a fucking cubicle, hitting a button over and over again. All of those jobs are going to be done by machines. And a lot of people think, well, that's a negative because then I won't have a job. Well, that's true in the short term. There's going to be a sharp rise in unemployment amongst unskilled laborers. However, what that's going to lead to is a society that no longer asks human beings to trade their lives for drudgery in order for the ability to live. It's going to either open up our economic ideas to new things like resource-based economies or universal basic incomes that are going to free unskilled laborers from the yoke of having to stand and work the shittiest jobs on the planet every day for not even enough money to get by on. So automation is going to be bad in the short term in terms of people that work these jobs, but their struggles are going to fuel a new idea for how we distribute income to people. So in the long term, it's going to be a good thing. Automation is a good thing because these jobs that we're trying to protect by keeping automation out so that people can keep doing them are dangerous, psychologically draining, repetitive, boring, drudgery jobs. Fuck that. Human beings shouldn't be doing that with most of their life. You shouldn't be standing on an assembly line pulling a lever and watching a fucking piston go up and down all goddamn day. So don't protect these jobs. Just let robotics replace these things, because it's going to lead to a different idea for how people make income and what it means to be a citizen in this country. Yeah. Yeah, that is true. I mean, when it starts to really, it's happening now. You can see it happening, but when it really starts to pick up steam, when all these jobs are being impinged upon all at once. And yeah, you guys are the generation that's really going to suffer. You guys and the generation coming after you are the ones that are going to be jobless. And you know what comes with that, right? You're going to be looked at as lazy and shiftless and not wanting to work. Meanwhile, there's just going to be no jobs for unskilled labor. And your plight is going to be figured out by sociologists and eventually covered by the news in a way that people will understand that automation has replaced, like you'll get these charts. In the 1950s, a young person had, 12,000 different unskilled labor positions that they could choose from given their geographic location. And now they have 2, or whatever the fuck. Most of that work has been replaced by machines. People will understand eventually, and it'll lead to a sea change in how we get income in this country. It'll probably lead to, at the very least, a universal basic income. All of the old Scrallian power, nothing is going to change anytime soon. Could be wrong, doubt it. Well, see, here's the problem with that. It's going to force, like its hand will be forced, because this automation thing is nothing but a good thing for corporations. It's way cheaper to pay one person to maintain a fleet of machines than it is to pay a person for each one of those machines. You know what I mean? So it's nothing but a good thing for their bottom line. So they're all doing it. McDonald's is starting to, kiosk-only stores are starting to pop up everywhere, where you don't even look an employee in the eyes in the store ever. You literally order a fucking thing, and you go up, and when your number is called, it comes out of the slot, and you grab it, and you go. Well, that type of shit is just going to get more and more prevalent until it's going to be rare to see a fast food restaurant or a service counter actually manned. You're going to be responsible for, processing. I mean, they're already doing it. Like, look at grocery stores. What do you think the self-checkout lanes are for? Why do you think every fucking grocery stores has all these self-checkout lanes? Because they're starting to move away from the idea of having a person there whose job it is to take your money and give you change. In the future, there won't be a grocery store person. You will go to a kiosk where you check your own shit out. You scan all your shit, you put it in bags, you put the fucking card in or put your cash in, it spits out change at you and a receipt, and you bag your shit and you go. There are jobs right now that it's not feasible to replace with human beings. Jobs that require, obviously jobs that require face-to-face interaction. Skilled jobs in interviewing and psychology and all of these kind of human interaction jobs. Sports jobs, those aren't under threat. Stuff that requires fine experimentation, jobs in science, jobs in technology, all of those jobs are not under threat. So they're going to want to funnel these unskilled workers into skilled positions. The only way to do that is to give them a baseline income while they go to work and go to a trade school and find a way to break into, and if they don't, well, they've got a universal income, That's going to be the way it's sold, and that's going to be what happens, I think. I don't have a fucking crystal ball, but I've always thought that automation would be a short-term negative when it comes to poor and unskilled labor, and a long-term benefit for those people. Because it ends in a world where people don't have to do shit work like that anymore. You don't have to stand in front of a waffle iron all day making goddamn fucking waffles till your brain is so filled with the mundane task of making fucking waffles that you dream about it at night, and it intrudes upon your fucking life. Like, that's not how human beings are supposed to live, guys. We're not supposed to live doing this shit work. And I'm not, there's nobility in doing it, because you're putting up with a profound amount of fucking mental stress and psychological torture to do your job. I'm not trying to point a finger at you and laugh at you if you do that kind of work. I'm just saying you shouldn't have to. No human being should have to work like that. Automation will cause the entire capitalist system to grind to a halt. If there's nobody in work, nobody will have money to buy commodities. Well, that's true if the capitalistic system doesn't take steps to preserve itself by providing everybody with a universal. You see what I'm saying? Universal basic income is one of those things that has it's sellable to both sides of the argument, especially once automation knocks out all these jobs we're talking about, right? You can go to the hardcore Republicans who are very staunchly against a universal basic income, and you can go look. A profound amount of money that's spent on consumer products is spent by people that have shitty jobs, and we've replaced all the shitty jobs with robots. So unless we give these people some money to spend, our entire system collapses on itself and cannibalizes itself. Now, that's some very blunt, very direct wisdom that at the time when these jobs no longer exist, these fucking companies and government officials and even the Republicans will understand. You're absolutely right. People cannot spend money if they don't get money. And if people aren't spending money, then the United States isn't working. I'm pushing for it now. I would like universal basic income to become a reality tomorrow. However, I think that its best chance of becoming a reality, given the political gridlock that we live under, is when the stench of unemployment gets so high and so thick that it can no longer be ignored, and then UBI will be passed as a way to make sure that people aren't living in the streets and that these low-skilled positions that have disappeared and been automated, that people have a chance to lift themselves above that kind of work. And if they can't or don't, well, they've got the UBI. Well, the days where the unemployed could band together and quote-unquote kill those at the top, those days are over, man. This whole armed revolution meme that gets passed around, guys, you don't know those days are over? You didn't want, like, do me a favor. If you want to know why those days are over, go and watch some of the footage from, like, Operation Shock and Awe during the most recent Iraqi invasion. Operation Shock and Awe. Just go watch some of that bombing footage from Baghdad, and I want you to look me in the eye and tell me that the chances for workers to get together and, like, have an armed revolt that ends up with, you know, our current government's heads on a pike, like that, them days is over, guys. Way, way past over. They got shit that we can't even fucking dream of. Shit we can't even fucking dream of. They got 18 different ways to incinerate us at a moment. It's over. It's over. We can't pick up our little guns, and it's those days might have existed in this country at some point. They no longer exist. No longer. So the best thing to do is to just admit that and stop perpetuating the meme of, like, if stuff gets too bad, well, we're gonna stand up. No, you're not. If you do, you're gonna be summarily executed. Your whole family's probably gonna be vaporized, and you're gonna be remembered as a retard who tried to fight Goliath. I'm gonna stand up. You want it? Come and take it. They're not gonna take it. They don't want it for themselves. They just don't want you to have it. Don't you understand what that means? Don't you understand what that means? That means they're not coming for your guns. They're just gonna blow up your block. They're not gonna take it. They don't want it. They've got their own. They don't want yours. They just don't want you to have it. And what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do to defend your home and your family if they just decide they don't want you to exist anymore? What are you gonna do? You gonna sit on your roof with your AR-15, looking through your ACOG at the sky, hoping to catch a drone that's gonna drop a missile down your chimney? What are you gonna do? Nothing. That power's gone from you, and it has been for a generation or more. And the sooner you admit it to yourself, the sooner you can start using your brain to think about things that are actually solutions to modern day problems and not fantasies and little boys playing fucking soldiers, little green army men. Well, if the government gets too bad, then I'll just pew pew the QQ. Life is not a game of Fortnite, kids. Not going to happen anymore. Your ability to stage an armed rebellion against this government, those days have been over since your parents' parents were alive. Preach, Paul. Okay, I'll keep preaching. Your little gun doesn't mean anything. It doesn't make you safe. It doesn't protect your family. In fact, if you look at actual studies, it just makes your family in more danger of being killed by a gunshot wound. So if you really wanted to protect your family, you'd start thinking about solutions to problems and stop pretending to be a little army soldier standing on a hill of sand you built as a kid. Stop hoarding guns that are all going to be vaporized by a Hellfire missile if you ever hair-lip this government, and pretending that you're protecting your children by surrounding them with firearms, when every study that's done shows the contrary. Start acting like adults.
I'm gonna protect my family.
Based on what?
We got a bunch of guns. My family's safe.
No, they ain't. Not only is your family unsafe, but if you live like I do, and you've got a bunch of guns, all your neighbors are unsafe too. Because if your dumb drunk ass
Goes, hey, you wanna save a shotgun?
blows a hole in the floor, guess what? I live under that floor. Dumbass. That's another thing about this call. I'm just so sick of hearing people puff their chest out and go like, "Oh,
Come take it. I'm doing my civic duty by having a gun, because I'm providing a check and balance on the tyrannical government.
since when? In what way? All you're doing is exposing your family and your neighbors to the possibility of having a hole blown through them, dumb shit." Many pink and blue guns for kids. Does that really happen in America? I mean, I know there are people that take their kids shooting and like immediately immerse their children in gun culture. Like as soon as they can hold a little gun in their hand, they're being taught how to handle it properly. And a lot of people say,
What's wrong with that?
well, it just like insinuates a false narrative that guns make people safer, that somehow that kid is safer because they know how to handle a gun now. But you can't point to a single study that tells me that being around guns makes you safer. So better than not knowing how to use it. Based on what? Based on what? I shot my rifle at about 11. I shot guns as a kid too. Shotguns, handguns. My parents used to go out to this piece of property. Had a friend that had a little stretch of farmland. We used to be able to go to the back of it and shoot at hay bales and shit at targets. I understand why people like it. It's a fun hobby, but if you don't look around our society and see the profound problem that guns pose, then I don't know what to tell you. Like, how many fucking kindergartens have to be shot up? How many music festivals have to be sniped down upon by machine gun fire? Like, how many times does this have to happen for my point to be made? I don't know. 10 more school shootings? Is that at that point will you agree with me? You know, like I don't know how many fucking classrooms have to be filled with the sounds of gunfire. How many school floors have to be covered with the blood of the students that went there to learn before you go like, maybe we got a gun problem in this country. Like it's just so obtuse that people are just like,
Nope, I don't see no problem here. It ain't me.
it's like, it's you and everybody else that own, all you yokels owning guns and pretending that guns make people safe.
Oh, what if I find a bad guy with a gun with a good guy with a gun?
Oh, this stupid fucking black-white false dichotomy that you're selling to fucking slack-jawed idiots. Evil fucking NRA. You know what I mean? Every time there's one of these fucking school shootings, they use it as a fun, like a donation drive. So they just make money on it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, it's stupid. You can't support any single fucking argument that says that your life is enriched by having that fucking gun around. Nor can you, like, stand idly by anymore and just ignore the problem and pretend there isn't one while advocating for things not changing. Like, you have to own up at some point. That's why I'm asking. How much blood? We're ankle deep now in the blood of children. When we're waist deep, will you agree with me? That it's time for us to think about guns and the role that they play in this culture? What about when we're neck deep? How many children? How many lives? How many people go to a concert and come back in a body bag? How many people just walking down the street come back in a body bag? How many kids? How many schools? What would it take? What's your threshold? What are you waiting for? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. I don't really hear answers to those questions when I ask them of gun advocates. What's the solution? Stop selling guns to people. Ultimately, that's the solution. Move to a system like do something like Australia did, and slowly but surely phase out the sale of firearms to people. Make it something that it's incredibly hard to get. Make it a hobbyist type thing. Provide really, really stiff restrictions on who can have it, who can sell it, who can trade it. Push it to the black market. Well, take some of this stupid money that we're dumping into the drug war and put it into gun enforcement. How about that? How about that? Allocate, have those law enforcement officers out there actually scalping things off the street that kill people directly. Put them to work, stomping out the black market. Finding people that are illegally trading firearms and who illegally own firearms and raiding their homes and taking them from them. Put the police to work protecting the populace instead of justifying their existence by giving out bullshit parking and speeding tickets and busting people for smoking reefer all day. How about that? That idea sound like it might be worth a try? No, no.
No, Paul, because
Civil asset forfeiture, cops stealing. Yeah, they go shake down like guys that are running lemonade stands and selling corn dogs and shit and take their whole day's pay. Civil asset forfeiture, motherfucker. Yoink. That goes in my pocket. See ya. Protecting and serving. How about we get these boys in blue on the task of actually protecting and serving? And not hiding behind a road sign waiting for somebody that's going 5 miles an hour over the speed limit. How about we free up their time to go chase people that have guns and plan to use them on people? Huh? Sound good to anybody? Sounds good to me. Sounds like a plan to me.
My Second Amendment rights. My Second Amendment.
I don't know. When I read the Second Amendment, it sounds like a provision for the government to regulate a militia to me. So sounds like your Second Amendment rights are not being infringed upon. Unless you're part of a well-regulated militia. Willing to bet that most of you ain't. Every newborn in America should have a gun surgically attached to their body. Yep, that would protect us all, wouldn't it? Just give everybody a gun. Make everybody a paranoid sharpshooter. What'd you say about me, boy? Oh, you gonna pull your gun out too? Sounds like a way to move forward with society. It's dumb. It's just dumb thinking. No good arguments for it. The protect my family argument doesn't work. The protect the country from tyranny argument doesn't work. I don't know, man. The every bad guy has to have a good guy argument doesn't work. The more guns are around, the safer you are argument doesn't work. None of it works. None of the angles. It all boils down to, but I like them. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you like something that you're not going to be able to have direct access to as easily anymore. But take a look at the kindergartens that have been shot full of holes. It's time we do something about this. But I like them, though. Sorry. Wild West saloons, yep. Let's bring back the saloon culture of just drawing down and shooting somebody for an insult. There is a solution. We need to make guns illegal, but legalize melee combat. Dude, I don't want Crips and Bloods with katanas. Are you fucking crazy, dude? Fucking crazy, Coolman. Man, I'd rather have guns. Cause like guns, they gotta keep them hidden and stuff. Like if they had katanas and shit, they'd just be running up and down the street, cutting people in half and taking their purses and shit. You don't want that. I don't want that shit. Are Crips and Bloods a thing still? I mean, in some cities, yeah. They've always been a thing since they've been a thing. There are still people cripping, still people out there pushing blood, but just in very selective areas and very selective cities. How about everyone gets a Nerf gun and we all agree that somebody says they got you, they did. Damn, but no, because then somebody's gonna, people abuse that rule immediately. Because some dude would like fire a fucking Nerf arrow at you and it would miss you by like 3 feet and he'd be like, got you. And you'd be like, the arrow's over there, dude.
It bounced off of you. I saw it. I got you. You gotta listen to me.
And you'd be like, is anybody around? Did anybody see this thing miss me by like 3 feet?
No, I got him. Why are you even questioning? You got. You should be on the ground. You're dead for 10 seconds, bro.
Be like, no, I ain't. Just over. You can't have that. You can't. The honor system is over too. Okay? Like, anybody that thinks that like you can trust the general public to operate on the honor system and not only take one or whatever, you're living in a pipe dream, bro. living in a dream world. That shit don't exist. That shit don't exist. Honor system. The honor system, dude. Oh man, get that idea out of your head. It doesn't exist anymore. It doesn't. People lie straight to your face, like they always would have, but in this culture, it's rewarded. Like, being a lying, deceitful, manipulative piece of shit used to be a detriment, but we've allowed our culture to be taken over by that very thing. And so all of the virtues of this culture include those things. Lying about yourself, lying about other people, stirring drama, being a bullshit artist. All of those things are now like, hey, I want to do that. So there's no social pressure anymore on a fucking lying scumfuck to not be a liar. Because everybody does it. Lying is part of how we communicate now. You know what I mean? That's gone. Those days are gone. The honor system and like being able to trust somebody and the value of someone's word. You remember that? I don't even know if they push that shit anymore. But back in the day, you know, do I have your word? Do I have your word on that? Used to mean something. Nowadays, it's like it's automatic as I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Can I have your word? Yeah. Can I get your word on that? Yeah. I'm going to trust you with your word. Okay. Oh yeah, there was a time when that did used to mean something because there was social pressure on people that broke their word. If you became known as a person that told lies, there was social pressure on you. People ostracized you. You lost business contacts. You know what I mean? Nowadays, who's pressuring anybody? Everybody's a fucking lying scum cheat. All my heroes are lying scum cheats now. Liars, manipulators, all of them. Yeehaw. Welcome to the age where you can't trust your neighbor. When did this shift happen? I don't know. Happened before I was born, though. People have been beating the dead horse of like brotherly love and like you can trust people and like you can look a man in the eye and know that he's telling you straight. Like they've been pushing that meme since I was a kid. I heard those things from my parents and grandparents and all that. But dude, has your experience taught you any differently than what I'm talking about here? Like, the days of credibility are over. Paul always... Okay, all right, Moppy Puppy, I get it. I'm a fat fuck. I'm a fat fuck, Moppy Puppy, I get it. I'm not going to read every goddamn 3-paragraph fat joke that you pay for, Moppy Puppy, you slimy scumbag. Oh, man. We live in call-out culture right now, and there's a difference between call-out culture and lies, cheating, manipulation, obfuscation about yourself being the norm. Like, yeah, it's fun. We live in a culture that hunts people that have done something that's socially weak that can be exploited, like lying, right? And I agree, that is a form of social pressure. Somebody in the chat said it. The bully hunting and all of that. That's a form of social pressure. The problem is that all of the people engaged in the chasing are engaged in the same kind of behavior. So it's kind of hypocritical to say that these bully hunters are really any different than the liars, cheaters, and manipulators that they claim to be chasing, because they're all lying, they're all cheating, and they're all manipulating in doing that. They're all, like, let me tell you something. If you watch somebody online, you're watching somebody manufacture something that they want to market to you, me included. Wake up and stop thinking of the internet as the good guy, Mr. Medicare,
exposed the lying snake, Matt Mundane.
And start thinking at it as, wow, there's a whole fucking gaggle of people, and every last one of these motherfuckers want to sell me some shit. They want me to buy, because they want money in their fucking pockets, man. Because that's true. Any of these people that paints themselves as like, man, I'm talking to you. Now look, I try and be interactive with you guys here, but the bottom line is I do these because they make me money. They push views to the greater properties that I work on. They provide an outlet for me to communicate directly with my fans and work on bits. I don't know all of you. I don't know any of you individually, unless I've shook your hand and had a conversation with you. I don't know any of you. Why would you assume that I have your best interest at heart? Now, sometimes I do. But you'll have to take me at my word for that. And what does that mean today again? I'm just saying, like, you guys need to stop looking up to people and start learning from people. I hate saying that, but like, I see a lot of people that I'm told by a lot of people that they look up to me, that I'm an example in their life, that my example is something that they're trying to follow. And I always, like, I feel like it would be really uncharitable and like selfish in a way for me to look at them and go, stop. You don't want to follow in my footsteps. You don't want to be like me. Now, if I've got something to say that you can learn from and take and incorporate into your own fucking plan for your own shit, then great. But stop, please, looking up to me or anybody. Especially like if you're in your 20s and shit, man. Learn a little something from me. Agree with me when we agree, but stop looking up to me. Stop trying to emulate me, because hey, you don't want that. You don't want to be like me. You want to be like you. One day my friend and I were playing Mario Kart and I blue shelled him. He asked if I did it and I said no. I lied. Oh shit, dude. What a deceiver. What a deceiver, dude. Dinor, get down. Go inside. Sick of his shit. I call you out when I think you're full of shit, just like every other person. That's fine. You know, I wasn't talking to everybody in here. I know some of you got a perfectly healthy relationship with these streams. And I was talking to the people that like, and specifically fans of me and the shows and stuff that I do, that had told me that they look up to me. They want to try and be like me. They emulate my lessons in life, and they try and learn from that. And you know, I don't want that. I don't want that because I'm in a fucked up place. Kids love acting and talking just like their favorite YouTubers, but that's not wise. You're just another human with your own flaws. Well, exactly. Like a lot of these same people, right, who have told me they look up to me and they want to emulate what I do, will start a YouTube channel, right? Because they'll have heard me say like, hey, you got to get out there, you got to do videos in order for people to watch them. Like if you're not making videos, you're never going to be a YouTuber. So if you want to do it, go do it. But they'll take that example and just try and do what I do. They'll just make like Highdeology, but on my channel, and they got like 3 people watching them because they didn't, they didn't live my life. They didn't develop a knack for carrying on long conversations, long tangential conversation, and having a feel for what's good and what's bad, and having the feel for the flow of, like, they didn't do any of the work that I've done, any of the training that I've gone through to do the things that I do on this show. And I'm not claiming like this is a great performance or anything, but most people can't sit down for 3 hours and talk to people and keep 300 people entertained. Like, that's just not something that you can do unless you've worked on it. So I feel like a lot of times the whole I look up to Paul thing leads to people that are just creating copycat content, that there are tons of other people doing the same thing. Like what I'm doing right now is basically IRL streaming. I've been doing it forever. I don't think of it as IRL streaming, but people are starting to do this now. And they're looking up to all these personalities that do the same things. I'm not putting myself on the same level as any of these people, like Ice Poseidon and like all those people that are real big in the IRL streaming. And so what you end up with is like Ice Poseidon, who's making a lot of money doing what he's doing, and then 10,000 little clones of Ice Poseidon that haven't developed the ability he has to talk to the chat and interact and know where the line is and how to push it. Like, they don't know all of that, so you end up with a bunch of little fucking copycats. Nobody's making any money because nobody's watching a copycat of something that's vastly better. So when I see people from this community doing Highdeology streams, basically, with nobody watching them, or a very select few people interacting, and I tune into them and I watch for 2 or 3 minutes, and it's just long, rambling, incoherent nonsense. Oh, thanks, man. $20. You're more than welcome for the brain buffet. I don't know. What do you guys think my duty is when I see that happen? Just leave them alone, right? That's what I've been doing. But, I've seen it a bunch of different times on a bunch of different channels. A lot of them people that I see in the community here. And they're doing these streams where it's just like them sitting and talking, but nothing's getting said. Because there's not enough people watching to fuel any interesting discussion, and they can't fill it with anything because they haven't worked their entire lives on how to talk tangentially and how to entertain people and how to tell stories and how to be a stage presence. They don't know any of that. They didn't do any of the work. They just started doing what I do. I don't know. Promote them. Make things fair. See, I could promote them and it wouldn't help. You don't understand. I do ignore it for the most part. I'm not saying I'm spending time immersed in this. It's all kind of related to the don't look up to me rant that I just went on a couple of minutes ago. You know what I mean? Because I feel like looking up to me leads a lot of time to that type of shit, that kind of rank imitation that's never going to take them anywhere. And I'd rather them be spending their times like either learning how to be a personality or finding a trade that's going to enrich them, Because if you think you're just going to put blah, 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 there was a time on YouTube where you could kind of just go into the camera without any idea about anything, and you might get a little hit. Them days is gone, man. You got to be able to speak. You got to be able to make a cogent argument. You got to know the principles of video editing and filmmaking. You got to know how to speak. Primarily, that's it. You got to know how to speak. You got to be a social personality. You got to be stage aware, so possibly having some stage training or certainly having a whole lot of experience at being a face personality somewhere. Like, all these things are really required to make money doing this now. You can't just go, well, here I be. It's me, Captain Bojangles, and I'm back again for another episode of Smokeology, where I just talk to the chat stuff. Fucking Fucking like, fuck, dude. Fucking like smoking my vape too. Fucking like got my vape, you know what I mean? So like, you know, we fucking like fucking hitting that vape. See if there's anybody in the chat yet. Oh yeah, there is. Hey, what it do, 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 what it do. Hey guy, how you doing? Yeah, I think I saw you in the last stream. Yeah, what's up, man? What's up, naughty mouth? Hey, anybody else in there? I guess maybe stupid YouTube isn't pushing out any of the notifications right now. Let's wait and see. But like, what it do, 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 naughty mouth, what it do, what it do. I'm fucking like, so like I was mowing the fucking grass today. I got a fucking rant that I gotta go fucking on right fucking now, man. I was fucking mowing the grass today, right? And I'm fucking like, it was ridiculous, man. I'm fucking like mowing the grass, right? And like, I'm thinking like, why do we even have to, you know what I mean? Like, mowing the grass? Like, you know what I mean? Fucking like, I'm fucking like, I don't even know, man. Like, I fucking don't even know, dude. Like, I was just mowing, like, it's a crazy fucking thing, you know what I mean? Like, when you're doing something, like, fucking, like, mowing the grass or, like, fucking, like, cleaning the toilet or whatever because your mom told you to do it and you're fucking, like, you know what I mean? Like, oh, shit, look, who's that? Yvonne Lone is in here, too. Okay, cool. What it do? 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 Welcome to Smokeology, yo, with Captain Bojangles. How are you guys doing, man? What it do? What it do? How are both of y'all doing? Hopefully, like YouTube will eventually send out notifications to my 10 subscribers or whatever, like. But whatever, like, they'll get in here. But what it do? What it do, 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 what it do. Anyway, you know, crazy fucking shit, you know what I mean? Fuck it. You know what? It's time to burn some B. Like, you know, I'm just gonna smoke, you know what I mean? Like, fucking, because I don't care about anything right now, man. Fucking. Man, fucking, my fucking bowl is fucking cashed, man. I gotta pack another fucking bowl, man. Oh, Jareth Gawain's here. What it do? What it do? What it do? Now there's 3. Cool, cool. Hey, what it do? 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 Anyway. I don't know, man, because I just fucking, like, I was thinking about, like, water the other day, because I'll wait for, like, YouTube to send out the fucking notifications or whatever to get, like, the rest of the people in here, but, like, fucking, I was thinking about, like, I had this fucking, like, thought about, like, fucking water, and I was like, is water legitimately, like, fucking, is it wet? Or does it just cling to us in a way that feels wet? You know what I mean? Like, fucking, because, like, I've noticed that fucking, like, water will sometimes stick on me and it'll be wet, but fucking sometimes it won't. Anyway. I don't know, man. What it do? What it do, guys? Let's see if this chat's saying anything. You proved your point, Paul. Okay, fair enough. I'm just having fun. I was just starting to actually have fun doing the character of Captain Bojangles, but whatever. Captain fucking Boner Killer up there decided I'd made my point. Smokyology, dude. Maybe I'll do a whole stream of these as Captain Bojangles. Oh, I missed a super chat. Holy shit. Let's take a look. I hope you know American Ashamed is probably the best piece of content on YouTube and the most underrated. Oh, I don't know about that, but it was a fun show. Thank you, Paul, for the brain buffet. Thank you. I think let's see. Kids love it. Yeah, I got that one. Yeah. I think I'm caught up. Got any cop stories? I guess, kind of. I mean, I've never really had problem with cops, like actual problems, but I don't know, dude. Cops are a sticky subject because I don't want to judge them in a blanket way and look at every cop and go, that's a scumbag. But I do know, especially in bigger cities and stuff, that cops are operating in a corrupt police department where people are being shaken down and there's racial profiling and shit. And it's like, well, he's like, yeah, but you can't judge each individual cop. But yeah, can't you at that point? They all know what's happening. They're all working and cashing checks on that police department and going out and enforcing those rules. So aren't they all kind of scumbags? So if you extrapolate that out, it's just like, I genuinely think that police work as it's designed right now attracts sociopaths and scumbags to it. It attracts people that like want to exert authority over other people and have an impetus for doing it. Not every fucking cop's a sociopath, but I think it's time to call a spade because there's a lot of assholes out there on a power trip working on these fucking police departments. And really, it shouldn't be that way. They are public servants. Protect and serve. They're not supposed to be giving us orders and shit. A lot of them are, I agree. There are a lot of cops out there, at least when it comes to how they prosecute justice out in the field, are doing a decent job. And I commend them, but I don't commend them for remaining quiet about the ones on the force that aren't doing that and continuing to work and remain complicit in a police department where they know people are being shaken down, fucked with for racial reason, etc. So it's just like, at what point do those good cops on the force become scumbags because you know they're aware of this shit going on? See what I'm saying? So you could be a good cop while you're in the field, but you're a good cop that keeps his lip buttoned about all the other bullshit going on in the department because Blue Brotherhood. Does that make you a good person? Not where I come from. What can they truly do to stop it? How about go to the DA and tell them what's going on and say, I'm about to go to the national news media and tell them how black people are being treated in this department. You need to do an investigation immediately. I'm going public. I'm quitting my job. I'm not going to work for a justice system that's this broken, and I'm going fucking public with this shit. And they quit, and they go public with it, and they do their due diligence of getting a hold of the news media, and they break these stories, start whistleblowing, get together with all the other good cops, the cops that are by the book, keep their noses clean in the field. Go to all of them and meet them and say, guys, I'm about to whistleblow this whole fucking thing because I can't sit and watch Caputi and Ferretti shake down every black guy that comes through here and steal money out of their pockets anymore. I can't watch it. I don't feel like I'm being a good cop by watching bad people steal money off of people that are brought in here. So you know what? Not gonna do it. They all got together, decided to blow the lid on these departments. I didn't say it would work in terms of absolutely fixing the department. I'm just saying, if enough of that's why I don't think that these are good cops, because morally, that would be the thing to do, so that you're not a cog in a machine that includes shakedowns and abuses of power and abuses of civil liberties. So you at least quit. See, in my mind, the good cops wouldn't be part of that anymore. The good cops wouldn't sit around and watch that shit happen and keep their lips buttoned. A good cop would see that the law is being broken and go enforce it. How about going and arresting the next time they see Caputi stealing money out of a fucking suspect's pocket or some shit? How about you go, hey Caputi, you're under arrest for petty theft. I'm gonna book you now.
What?
Did you not just take money out of that wallet and stick it in your pocket? What do you got in your pocket, Caputi? What do you think, because you're a fucking cop, you can just steal? What if that happened? What if a Mexican showdown happened where all of a sudden a cop was trying to enforce the law in the police station because the good cop saw somebody being stolen from or shaken down? You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a good cop. A good cop doesn't just go like, I'm going to ignore the beating going on and go and work my beat. I'm a fair cop. I apply the law evenly. Sorry, didn't see that guy getting his head stomped, and I'm a good cop. I apply the law evenly, blah, blah, blah. Good cops don't walk around with horse blinders on, ignoring all the bullshit going on in their department and pretend it doesn't happen. No, they don't. No, they don't. Good cops have a thing called a conscience. Your cousin is becoming a cop. You don't know how to feel about it. Wait till he becomes one. Because I'd say there's about a coin flip chance that he becomes an insufferable douche the day he becomes a cop. Would an increased paycheck help cops? No. Here's what would help. Actual psychological screening for cops. A system of oversight for cops in the field that prevents violation of First and Second Amendment rights. Like actually follows up on illegal search and seizure, follows procedures as prescribed by federal law. Like, all of that shit needs to be the first thing in police departments. This like freewheeling bullshit where we just kind of hire kids right out of high school into the police academy, and by the time they're 20, they're out there working a beat. Fuck that. There needs to be training, psychological screening, constant observation while on the job, especially for the beat cops that are out there actually interacting face to face. Constant observation. They need to be under 24/7 video surveillance while they're doing their job. And everything that they look at needs to be at 20, like the person talking needs to be audible. Like all this, like we can trust, like you remember when I was talking earlier, those of you that have hung in for the duration of the stream, I was talking about how like the honor system is over. This is part of that. This is part of that. You just cannot trust cops anymore. You can't trust, that's one of the reasons why people are so scared of them. It's because you never know what you're going to get. Am I going to get one of the crooked cops? Am I going to get one of the hard-nosed cops that decides he just wants to fuck with somebody tonight? Or am I going to get somebody that I can reason with? No idea. No clue. The honor system is over. The days where we can trust cops to do their jobs outside of the light of day with nobody else to witness it and not beat people, shake people down, choke people, take things out of people's pockets, plant things on people, those days are over. So somebody earlier asked, would you support an AI drone to replace cops? No, but here's what I would support. Every cop has a drone. And that drone hovers above that cop's head and films a 360-degree radius around that cop and zooms in, gets different angles and shit based on what action is going on to make sure that nothing that that cop does isn't on tape and audio. That's what I support. Now, good cops will rise to the top under a system like that. Bad cops will sink to the bottom. Well, yeah, that would be expensive, but I was just springboarding off of somebody else's idea about having cops totally replaced by drones. No, I would rather have a drone whose job it was to follow every police car.
and film every police action that goes on and provide a constant recorded, untamperable audio stream of every police action that that cop engages in over his shift, start to finish, so that there is a running record of that public servant's service to the community. When there's no he said, she said anymore when a cop goes and busts a crackhead. There's no like,
He said I was a nigger.
oh, well, you get off. There's none of that. That question that people always bring up, like, oh, we use race to get out of shit. Not anymore. Not anymore. Because every word that came out of that cop's mouth and every word that came out of that perpetrator's mouth, taped. Public record. The fact that shit like that isn't already standard practice in every police fucking department in this country, I don't know why. Because you know what happens? You know what happens, dude? Like when municipalities adopt this body cam and dashboard cam shit where every time a cop makes a stop, he's got to start his body cam. And there's penalties for fucking with it or turning it off in the middle of a thing. They've got to, part of their job is to make sure that when they're talking to somebody, it's being recorded. When cities and municipalities adopt that body cam, you know what happens? Complaints of police brutality go down. Like just all over, crime goes down. And the communities develop a positive relationship with the police. Because no longer are sociopaths allowed to choke somebody up against a car and beat them in the face and then claim that they were attacked and append a new charge onto somebody because they don't like them. That doesn't fly anymore. Sorry, the drone is watching. Of course they protect the cops. They absolutely protect the good cops. That's why they're an all-around good thing. Because the good cops that get caught up in these snafus where they're accused of being racist or whatever the fuck, and it's he said, she said. Oops, we lost the footage leads to somebody losing their job. See, that's what I'm saying. There need to be regulation. There should never be an oops, we lost the footage. If oops, we lost the footage, that cop and anybody that was responsible for that data being transferred loses their job. They're gone. One strike and you're out. If a cop neglects one time during a police action to ensure that his camera is working, to ensure that the drone is in the air properly, if he neglects one time to send that footage forward, he's gone. No second chances, no bullshit. Even if he did nothing wrong over the course of that stop, he's gone. Make it that serious. Make it a dead serious part of your job, like handling your weapon. This is deadly serious. One strike. Anybody that was involved in the loss of that data, no bullshit. No second chance, no demerits, no 3 strikes and you're out, 1 strike and you're out. Any type of police action between a person and a cop, anybody that's involved in the loss of that data, out. The whole chain of you is gone and replaced with people who can handle the responsibility. You see? What would a drone capture that a body cam couldn't? Different angles on an event. A wide idea of who was around when an event happens so that they can go and talk to these people as witnesses. What wouldn't, like, that's like asking, like, what could you do on what are those old things? What is the reason why a gramophone isn't just as good as a pair of headphones and a digital copy of the music? Like, what? You've got an eagle's eye view of an entire incident along with a constant audio stream of that incident. You've got different angles on the incident. 1 strike and you're out. And that would require profound amounts of training, because at the end, when you actually become a cop, you should walk out there knowing that if I fuck this up one time, I lose everything I just worked all hard for. Nobody's going to want to do that. It just cuts it. It just destroys the idea. Then what you're attracting to police work is people that want to do honest to goodness police work. So the sociopaths go find some other angle of employment where they can
put their boot heel on people's necks or end up as victims and inmates of the new police force that now attracts people that have an honest to goodness desire to go out there and make things better in the communities. What a terrible dystopia. What a terrible dystopia I've described, man. Yep. One time, dude. One time a cop actively covers up a body cam, you're gone. No appeal, no bullshit, no second chance, you're gone. I don't even care if it was just a traffic stop. You're gone. You're gone. See ya. Make room for somebody who can make sure that their body cam is working so that we have a running public record of all police actions. See ya. Best of luck in your private security career. Hopefully your police training can make some money for you, but you will never be a police officer again. I'll see you later. Have a good day. Next. Anybody in here think that they can handle the responsibility of making sure that their body cam is recording all their police actions? Okay, I see all the hands are up. That's great. All right, we can move on with our police business today. It's ridiculous, dude.
Here's what's gonna happen, Frank. Okay? They're all hot to trot about this body cam thing, and look, I know as well as you do that there are times where these things need to be switched off. Believe you me. We've all done it. There's no judgment, Frank, but you gotta understand, the public, Frank, when they see a perp beaten up like that guy was, I mean, you really mashed him up. They want to feel like justice has been done. Now, no, slow down. You're not gonna lose your fucking job, Frank. Look, what do you think all this loyalty is about? What's gonna happen is, we're gonna put you on paid administrative leave. In other words, a fucking vacation, Frank. You take Mary and the kids to fucking Florida. You take them to fucking Disney World, all right? Let them ride the fucking rides. I don't care what you do, Frank. I don't care. Look, it's all about what the public sees. They gotta see that the guy that mashed up this other guy's face got a slap on the wrist or something. And the way that we do that is we take a vacation. Huh? Paid administrative leave, you retain your benefits. Go with God, Frank. Go have fun with your family for a month or two, okay? Take them to fucking, show them Ellis Island. Take them to the old country. You know what I mean? Go overseas. You got a little money socked away, huh? Go overseas. Take the kids to see the fucking Mona Lisa. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care what you do.
Because that's, that's the cop thing. It's the cop thing. No, all the cop shows are gritty cop shows that take place in the rotten apple. I mean, if you want the southern version of that, Joe Bob, now come on in here, boy. No, but hold on. I know you're worked up, but just simmer down. Simmer down, son. Goddamn. Quiet yourself down. Just listen. Trust me, this is one of them times you're going to want to shut up and listen. All right? All right, listen. Whew. This body cam shit, I hate it as much as you do. I hate it as much as you do. We all do. You know this, and there are times when that shit just needs to be turned off because somebody needs a mud hole stomped in their ass. I don't judge what you did to this nigger. I don't look at them pictures and feel sorry for him because I know he'd have just as soon as stabbed you as looked at you. But listen, we live in a new time, man. And look, the public wants to know that we did something. We just didn't sit back here on our haunches and let you do this, right? And even though behind the scenes here, you know you got nothing but support. So here's what you're gonna do. Here's what you're gonna do. Simmer down, Frank. This is good for you. You're gonna take Mary Sue, and you're gonna take your baby, and you can go on down to Florida. Hit the beach, hit the Gulf Coast, man. Do some fishing or something. Get away for a couple of months. We're gonna pay you.
You'll keep your benefits and everything. It's just people gotta think we did something to you. You understand? And this is how we do punishment down here.
Pick the wrong stereotype for you. You want any other ones? A West Coast version, sure. Bill, come on in here. First of all, I just can't tell you how much we appreciate your service, and I know I've told you that in the past. And I want to reiterate that myself and Vice Director Cheney and, you know, the whole force, all the boys, they're behind you. They're behind you, 100%, okay? And I just want you to know that before we start talking here today. Now, listen, I know as well as you do that police work is complex, that it involves a vast amount of emotions, and you are asked to make snap decisions at the last minute that could mean your life and the lives of people around you. Look, I understand these pressures. So we have an understanding of our job, Bill, that other people on the outside don't. So when I see this violent man that you pulled from the streets, that you had to take due course of action to defend yourself from, with bruises and stitches in his face, you know, I don't feel an ounce of sympathy for the man, because I know that he was standing in between you and justice, and you had to do what you had to do. So there's no judgment, and I want to make that clear from the very top, that there's no judgment here, Bill. You know, I was just talking to Vice Director Cheney the other day about how none of the guys have come to us with, like, we think Bill has all these things they're saying in the media. Brutal. I mean, what is brutal? You know, what I think is brutal is these guys out here slinging this junk in our communities, but I'm off the subject, Bill. I'm off the subject. What I want to tell you is we have to appear to take some kind of punitive action against you. And the way that we do that, especially in cases like this, where force was clearly necessary, what it means is you take some paid administrative leave. Now, you retain your benefits, you go away for a couple of months, you take Ellen and little Star and little Astro, you take them, you know, you bundle everybody up, you take them to Florida, you get some sun on your face, or take them up to Aspen and hit the slopes. Look, Bill, I don't care what you do. I just want you to know that there's no judgment. There's no judgment here, okay? So just look here, sign this paperwork and let your fucking vacation begin, man. I'm sorry for the salty language, but really, you've done a good job here, Bill. You've done a great job. Do it Asian style. No, I'm not going to do that. Internal affairs, yeah. A Midwestern cop would be funny. Bruce, come on in. Have a seat. Don't you know? It's circus out here, man. I don't know what to think. You know, it's crazy. Anyway, Bruce, I just need you to know that me and all the guys, we don't judge you like they do out there, you know, and we understand, like, the pressure. There's a lot of it, don't you know? Like, we're all out here, you know, under all this pressure, like a big old tea kettle, you know. And anyway, I just wanted to tell you that we've got your back. We're gonna have to take some, I don't know, punitive action or whatever they make me call it. All that means is that you're gonna take a paid administrative leave, okay? You're gonna go away for a little while. Bruce, you're gonna take Jenny, take the kids and the dog, you know, and go. I don't know, Bruce. Nobody's judging you here, okay? You did a good job, so go on. Go on. Hong Kong PD. I can't do it, dude. It's too racist. It's too racist. I can't do it, dude. You can't do it. It's too racist, man. I can't do Hong Kong PD, dude. Look, I've had fun with this. This is kind of a fun little examination of how, you know, regionally things are different. But we're not, you know, it's just a fun little thing we're doing. We're not. I'm not gonna sit here and do like a 5-minute ching chong racist rant. And I don't know how Irish cops are. I've never been to Ireland. It's just not happening. Is Hispanic Texas cop too racist? No, because I grew up around that. Gonzalez, get in here. Listen, man. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that, like, none of us is passing any judgment onto you for what you've done. We all know that you grew up around here in San Antonio, just like everybody else, that you're out here in these streets and you're trying to make an impact and you're trying to do better. And we get that. So I just like to say right here, like at the start, you're doing a really good job. And I hope you keep doing that good job. You're not going to lose your job today is what I'm telling you. So just hang in there, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go through what we call a system of prescriptive justice. That's what they make me call it. Basically, what it is you're going to be put on paid administrative leave for a while, okay? You're going to have some time. You can take Lete and little Consuelo. You take them. I don't know, man. Take them down to Mexico. I don't care where you take them, man. Wherever you go, take them back to visit your family. I don't know, man. Get out of Tejas for a while is what I'm saying. You're going to want to get away. And you're going to keep your benefits. Consuelo, you know, he can still get his surgery. You know, I know he's got the cleft palate or whatever. You've been worried about that. Don't worry. Like, that's a total normal thing. Consuelo can still get his surgery. But I just want you guys to, like, go. You know, and have a good time. It's basically a fucking vacation. You know, we'll take care of business here. And by the time you come back, nobody will know what you did. You know, nobody will even fucking remember this bullshit. Vaya con Dios, homie. Go on. I can't really do Boston. Yeah, Boston is hard for me. It's such a fucking harsh tongue. Consuelo. Chiquito. Lete. Do African? Arfican? What's Arfican, dude? What's Arfican? A Festus PD? Sure, we'll do that. No, we're not. Never mind. I'm not going down that road. I'm not going down that road. You know what? It's too tempting. You know, I don't want to listen to the siren call of the manatee. I can't let myself go down that road, dude. The siren call of the manatee calls to us all. Rasta. Rasta, dude. A Rasta cop. Bomba clate, boy. Have a seat there on a bench, boy. Me got to talk to you. You done did something that the people out there, they don't understand why you do. But then inside the police department, we be understanding why. You had to beat that man up in his lips and blacken up his eye, man. We smoking the ganja. Bump up, bump up. Ay, 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 ay. I don't know, dude. A fucking Rasta cop, dude. I love that shit, dude. Rasta cop, dude. See, that's way better than the fucking manatee bullshit. That's way better. Yeah, man. We gonna send you on vacation. That's all that's gonna happen, man. God bless you going on vacation. Deaf cop style. I can't, dude. That's ableist. You're asking me to be ableist. I'm not bilingual. I don't fluently speak any language other than English, and I don't even really think I'm all that fluent in English. You know, example given just now, I just said fluent. So, you know, I'm still working on English. I can understand conversational Spanish and French. I don't write it very well. I don't read it very well, but I understand conversational level Spanish and French. I'm more comfortable with Spanish than French. Everything else, it's Greek to me. TJ Kirk style. All right, well, I don't have a really good TJ impression, but here's how TJ would do it. Ah, come here. All right, look. I don't care that you beat up that faggot. Nobody does, really. I mean, even the people out there don't fucking care. Like, all the people pretending to care out there, all the news media and shit, asking all the questions, they don't even fucking care. So I just want to let you know that, like, nobody gives a shit. So basically, blah, 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 blah. We got to do all this bullshit paperwork. You got to sign here and go on vacation. You can keep your pay and all that shit. Take your wife, whatever her name is, your kid, whoever. Yeah, go to where, I don't know what you do. But just go, yeah, you're not in trouble or whatever. Just go on. Like, that's TJ Cop. It's not a bad TJ. I'm working on it. Like, TJ's hard. My Scotty's better, because Scotty's got a way more distinctive voice. Like, or like, at least a more imitable voice, at least to me. But yeah. Dino Cop. Dino Cop, dude. Ashley Cop. Okay. Ashley Cop. Walter, come in and sit down. I loved the way that you beat that guy's face to a pulp. It was awesome. I hope that you keep doing it. They're making me do some stupid fucking bullshit that I'm not gonna waste your time explaining because I don't really care to understand it myself. But really, what all that's gonna happen is you get to go on vacation. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed that violence. Thank you. Basically. Like, I've told people a bunch of times that Ashley doesn't give a fuck, and I think people think I'm just, like, trying to build her up because girls like it when their boyfriends say things like that about them, but no. Like, Ashley legitimately doesn't give a fuck. You guys better be glad she's not the leader of the world. Maybe a psychopath, I don't know. She might be a fucking serial killer. No. I don't think she's a psychopath, but she legitimately doesn't give a fuck. All right, so Scotty. Somebody said Scotty Cop. All right, we'll do Scotty Cop. I gotta get like in the Scotty business pose is like he likes to look down, so you gotta go. He'd let you sit down. All right, here's the deal. Look, what you did out there, probably not a good idea. Really fucking bad optics, man. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, because all this circus, this is all you. This is on you. On you. And I'm not even talking about the beating, man. We've been doing beatings, like, since fucking time immemorial, we've been doing beatings. Like down in Venezuela, they do beatings all the time. But listen. Setting all that aside, I think you're a good cop. Like, I know you well. And I know that this was an outburst that is not going to happen again, and so you're not going to lose your job. But listen. There are going to be some punitive measures, okay? You're not going to walk out of here unclean. This is going on your record, okay? This is going on your record. So listen to me. Listen up. Listen. We're putting you on paid administrative leave. You're going to go away for a while until this fucking problem that you've caused goes away, until this mess that you've made cleans itself up. And then you're going to come back with a new attitude, right? You're going to come back with a new lease on life, right? Okay. All right. Get out of here. Go. I'm just telling you, that's Scotty Kopp, dude. Galen Kopp. I don't even know where to start with Galen Kopp. Yeah, all right, I'll try Galen Kopp. Let's see. Galen Kopp would be like, yeah, I'm not gonna do the full Galen Kopp because I think Galen would probably take the longest of these. But we'll give a little bite of the Galen Kopp. Come on, sit down. Come on. Now listen. When all this circus and this hullabaloo and this stuff out here started happening, it reminded me of Kierkegaard. When he said that man is not the sum of a work, but the works are the sum of a man. Right? So when we're thinking in philosophical terms about this business that we do, this whatever it is we're out here doing, this law enforcement, when we think in philosophical terms, we have to go to the classics. We have to talk Aristotle. We have to talk Plato. We have to talk Diogenes. We have to think as the body politic would think, you see. And, oh, Stevie Kopp, dude, that's easy. Okay, we'll just end because that's the Galen Kopp. All right, well, here goes the Stevie Kopp. Here goes Stevie Kopp, okay?
You may enter. Hi, Bill. Yeah, so a lot of crazy stuff going on. Sorry. I don't I don't do this all that often. So just okay. Look, we don't care that you beat that guy up or whatever because, like, we know that you got to beat a guy up, like it's part of our job or whatever. But like the media thinks it's some big deal. So
And it goes on from there, yeah. Not bad. Stevie in the chat. Yeah, I've been doing everybody, Stevie. Everybody's been the cop today. I think I've done a pretty good job of encapsulating how they would be in this scene. This weird thing that we've done. Pembong cop.
Come on in here. Sit down. Have a seat. Have a seat. Don't be scared, man. Don't be scared, man. Don't be scared. You look scared as fuck. Sit down, chill out, man. Fucking have a cigarette. You want a cigarette? Have a cigarette. The look on your face, man. The look on your face. Oh, I'm sorry, man. The look on your face when you came in here, man. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh man, you thought you was gonna lose your job and shit. Oh man, never mind, bro. Hey, light up your cigarette, man. Come on, just kick back and smoke, man.
Not bad. Not a bad pimp monk, if I do say so myself. And I do. Egghead cop. I don't even want to go down that road, dude. The Egghead road is done. Yeah. I think that we've reached the logical end of this little bit. It's been fun, though. That is fun. It was fun. 94 minutes. Jesus, this has been a long one. I'm going to go ahead and end this. Have fun, guys. Have a good day. I'll see you later.